This is what I made like 1 year ago from, I think 1 or 2 years ago from like this day. So it's the Art of War, but for Nerf. So you got rules of Nerf: attack, defense, ambush, counter, ambush, or the, this is kind of messy, but like still you get the point. Cover, maneuver, fall back. This is at a war we do with my friends, so it's just concept. So for here it's fire and move. So in this position, you are attacking a defensive position that the enemy holds. Tree, tennis court. One's inside the door of the tennis court. One's on the side. Fence is any normal fence. You can see pushing up. The main job here is to attack the weakest point, the weakest flank, the weakest position. One man here. So the essential mission here or job is to push that side. Everyone's moving that side. So suppressing fire, keep them down. And you have to be fast when doing this. And with Nerf blasters, if you move fast enough, those darts are not going to hit you. And since they are in a defensive position, they will stay in their position unless they swing around and close in. But in this scenario, they're holding. So next, once you're close enough, focus fire on this guy, take him out, and you slowly move in on the flank. Take this area, fix into your defensive position and counter, get into safety. These guys are heavily defended. If you stay in the open long enough, they will eventually get you. So speed is key here. Once you take that guy out, now you see 4 guys are here. You might lose a couple guys, but still. So let's say you have 4 guys here. If you had 2 guys left, it would just be 1-1, or you'd just be holding here as long as you can, since now they have 3 guys here. Guy over here moves out because the fence is see-through. You can obviously shoot through, so no longer a feasible position to stand. Maybe this door right here, which is more like protective. So now you're protecting here, you're protecting here. So they are protecting the flanks. I know I'm badly explaining this, but I hope you just understand. So they have 3 guys now. You have 4. You want to attack the side that is least defended right here. So right there. So still, this might be a viable option, but I'm rethinking this. Since at Nico, there's like a fence here with like property, so unless you like move as fast as you can right up to this pole, get prone down so you're literally like covered by here, suppressing this guy, slowly move that guy up somewhere here, somewhat still behind the fence, this pole right here on the corner, suppressing. So this guy moves up right here, suppresses, that guy moves up as fast as he can, flanks. This guy turns around, starts firing at this guy, moving as fast as he can. This guy moves in and cuts him up, flanks him, and he dies. In this scenario, it's most likely that one of you will die and get eliminated. But getting this key defensive position allows you to flank more these 2 troops right here. So it is a good, viable sacrifice. These two people right here, they're just staying there and keeping these guys in the firefight. Keeping these 2 guys, focusing on these 2 guys. Matching the firepower. So you're using the amount of firepower you have to your advantage right here. So once you get that guy, knock that guy out, flank, get behind that tree right there. You knock these 2 guys out, you win the battle. So I think that's practically what I said. So that guy is behind the pole, flank around, so you start firing in this position, obviously. So now, you can now fire this, he can flank here. It becomes a big problem once once you knock this guy out, you fire here, these guys now flank around. Oh, it doesn't really matter, they could just keep firing, and these guys, since these 2 guys cannot fire in these 2 direction since it's 4 man versus 2 man now, or 3 versus 2. So, yeah. It's optional if you both of these guys stay here, but it's if you want a quick victory, then yeah, go ahead and it's fine. Both works. Fire move. I don't know what I did, but still, you get behind the cover. You always want to move into cover, but yeah, these guys, 1 man against 2, 1 man against 2. Obviously, there's a firepower displacement here. Obviously, the enemy lacks it, and unless these 2 guys are like insanely skilled, they might manage to like pull freaking Rambo off and knock these 4 guys out. Maybe 3 if you lost 1. So taking right flank is vital. Enemy is less defended. Can be used as cover. So I think I'm taking the right flank is vital. So right here, like what I did here, least defended here, no trees. As you can see, that's a defensive position. So that's like, yeah, maybe one there. There's like a bench here where someone could. There's also bench here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's optional that you can have 4 guys here, but like you might need to have 1 person there to like close that flank. Since like you might have a fast guy on your team, there might be a fast person on the opposing team, and they might dash flank right here and like disrupt this enemy position, which is So take position quick. Do not allow enemy to counter flank. So once you push in here, they might counter flank here. So move quick into this defensive position right here. So quickly hold this. If they counter flank, you better hold that shit right there, or you're getting your ass wiped by this guy right here in the fence. He can poke out, boop boop boop. You lose a couple guys, so it's important. That's why it's important to move quick and move into a defensive position to start firing back and holding your position, your ground. Work your way around, press their flanks, pin them, cover fire, and reserves. Cover fire and reserves attack. I don't know what that means. What that meant, but I think that. Cover fire? I think I already explained it, but Nico Park defense. So now we're on this side now. So this is more as like a falling back technique now. So now now we're the defensive, and the attackers are using what I just explained. So they're gonna do the same thing, and we're gonna do what we can do best to defend that. Saying that we have players on our team that can follow orders and do their job. It's not really about skill. It's just like what the player can do to increase survivability. So they're pushing into this defensive position. It's 3 men against 1, or maybe 2 men against 1. Fall back here. No shot. No one's gonna get a. Like, this attack is now fucking doomed. No one is. There's like a property fence right here. This is a fatal funnel. Literally, these guys are screwed. So this attack right here, all these guys just need to do is hold. This guy falls back right here. There's a fence. There's a fence along this side, which makes it a freaking like a thin hallway. Like, and this, using that pole as defense, no one is getting through. Like, if you push 3 guys there, you're dying, bro. Like, if you push 3 guys right there, 2 of your guys are gonna die, literally, bro. Then once that happens, like, in this position right here, it's like insanely risky. These guys are now pinned. Pinned by this guy because they can't move forward. These guys swing around. Now, firefight right here. It's even out right now. So, I mean, in this position, judging by this, like, insanely, like, in reality, like, this is the park. That's the tennis court. This is the, I don't know. It's like some sort of shelter. But, like, between this is, like, 200 feet of like open grass. So it's realistic to say that there might be you're only gonna have 3 guys right here. So the odds here are, so here this guy's shooting that guy, that guy's shooting that guy, that guy's shooting that guy. They're obviously fucked. Like for the defenders to just win this battle is just this guy fucks right there. He fucks back right here, falls back, and basically these attackers are stuck. So yeah, moving to flank, sets into this defensive position right here behind the bench or behind the door. So keep in mind that there's a fence right here. So they are pinned now. They are pinned. Now you have 2 guys flanking and closing in and finishing them off. So I think you get the point now. Counter flank, pin with fire, fall back to choke point. I don't know what I use choke point for, but yeah, surround them basically. Finish them off. You can see that I removed some of the attackers' markers, the people, because they are losing. Now with trees, the arrows here show the amount of line of fire they have. So this guy has line of fire of him, line of fire, obviously line of fire, line of fire, line of fire, line of fire, line of fire. Yeah, obviously. Move. I think what I'm doing here is just like attacking the weakest position. So this guy right here is the closest to this tree. So this is the most defendable position here. It's the one closest to you. That is the most undefensible position, you know. So you move, so that guy moves here right there. You can see. Obviously now you have, when you're moving to cover, suppressing fire right here, but obviously it's gonna be issue right here. You know, I don't know why I made this. Usually it's this one. I don't really like what I said. So attack closest position, and that's what I said. Have reserve suppress enemy on all fronts. So I think what it's saying is like you're moving forward. So you told all your men right here, you're gonna charge this position and take it immediately. Now, for you to accomplish this, 1, 2, 3, these 3 guys need to suppress these guys and keep them the fuck down, so they don't shoot at your man right here. And it's, in reality, it's just like 20 or 30 feet between trees. So it's gonna take you like 3-5 seconds of suppressing fire for you to move to this tree. So this guy is now pinning. So obviously this guy is pinning this guy down. This guy does not see them, but he might see you right here. So that's why you move quick. Action is faster than reaction. Take that in your mind and use that in your brain when you're thinking in battle. So suppressing fire, maybe right here too. Suppressing fire. You keeping these guys down for you to move forward, as I explained. And now you took those positions, and now you do the same thing again. Attack the closest position, move your guys forward to the next tree that is closer to you. Repeat. Always attack the closest position in these scenarios. Unless you have more people and there's like other factors, but like this is like what you need to take into consideration. And make sure that position that you take. Okay, so like let me put my phone down. There's gonna be like some positions where it's like bad to like move in. Like for example, you're right here. That's a tree. You have a guy right there. Defensive position. Let's say there's a tree right here, and you want to move up. This guy right here. This guy right there. You're pinned. Both sides. You're obviously gonna get shot. This is like one example of like what a type of position that you wouldn't want to be in, or places where it's like you got a fence right here, There's one tree right here. Let's see where the enemy is, or where you are. Right there. There's a couple trees right there, couple trees right there, and we got friendlies right there. Friendly, no, enemy. But then you got this tree right here with that guy right there. Look at all the lines of fire that this guy has access to. Highly valuable position. This guy's fucked right here. He's pinned. Any moment now, like, wide range of view. This is something you don't want to attack. Like, it's hard to attack from here, hard to engage from here, and you know the best position I can see you to eliminate this guy right here is to attack this position where you can set a guy right here safely behind the tree. No, this is another fence. Start suppressing this guy. You know, this is just my thought, in my opinion, but I'm not like a tactic lord by any means. It's just my train of thoughts. Okay, fence. Blah 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 blah. I think this is the one we just did. No, you're just like moving to the closest tree that tactically gives you an advantage. You don't want to go to a tree that gives you a disadvantage. So attack closest position, have reserve suppress enemies. So you're putting the enemy down and keeping them behind cover from focusing on your man moving up to that tree. Continue strat, suppress, attack, move. That's the concept right here. Send back reserves up for more support, and yeah, this is basically saying repeat, yeah, doing the same thing. And you know, while I was saying this, when you're doing this, when you're dashing forward, these like 3 or 5 seconds of you dashing forward to this tree, you're putting fire either down range here, so this guy's not focused at you. You're putting fire down him. Once you're close enough, you're focusing on this guy. So halfway here, like, you can see where, like, he's slowly going to be out of view behind right there. So right there, angle of view, he's going to stop right there before he starts hitting that tree. So halfway there, once you meet, halfway, you start shooting at this guy. So, yeah. So pop shot. So you peek out, pop shot. While you're running, boom, boom. Halfway, take this guy out. Take your cover. Focus on that guy, which is the closest to your main force, and you repeat. So next one. You must trust your team to protect the flanks and use ammo wisely. You should use more ammo for suppressing fire. So, keeping the enemy down to take vital positions to give your team an advantage over the enemy. Fire when a teammate member attacks. So, moving up to the cover. So, yeah, right there. On this defensive position. These 1, 2, 3 defensive positions. The closest tree is 80% the best position to attack unless it is heavily protected, like. So this is the middle is like the closest position. Obviously, if you push forward, there's obviously going to be heavy fire. Even if you take this, you're still going to be pinned. So you want a defensive position that is like out there, like away from this like line. So like you have a line here. Let's say you have 3 guys right here, and like like 3 trees in sort of a straight formation, and you have like 1 guy in an outlier away from that formation. That is the tree that you want to take. So yeah. So even when you take it, you still get suppressed, and you're most likely going to get knocked out. Now we're talking about fences. Using fences to advantage, so like the Nico Park one, so it's a tennis court. Fence protection. Fences have many open holes. You don't want to be there for too long. So, like, this is not permanent. Fences are not permanent structures where you want to be there for a long time, since because eventually you will get hit. These, you want more of solid structures where you can hide behind and keep a low profile, since these are thin. So keeping a low profile and staying behind solid cover keeps you alive. I don't know where I get this 80% from, so it's just like my mind. Fences have many holes. You don't want to be there for too long. If it is your only cover, use the poles that keep it as and keep it up as cover. Don't use the fences for too long, but use these permanently if you can, or just use these as much as you can possibly. You can find fences commonly on the flanks, commonly like at parks. You should use it as for extra protection when moving or flanking. Lessens the chances of being hit or when running behind it. So running behind a fence at fast speeds, you got like a 25% chance that dart coming at you is gonna hit the fence. So like you have a 75% survival there. Like you're gonna have to factor in on the movement speed that you are going. So if you're running fast, that dart is like the chance of it hitting you are lowered drastically. So you're dashing to a fence. Eventually, you're gonna have to stop. So let's say this guy is at a defensive position or in the open. Obviously, some darts are gonna hit that fence as that like crosshair right there or that hit marker. Running as fast as you can. So this guy's running right here. A place you want to stop and start firing back is right there. The dart has a chance of hitting the fence, but holes are fairly large, so you might get hit, but move fast basically. So moving fast behind a fence instead of like in the open lowers your chances of getting hit. Basically what it says. Moving beyond cover always makes sure when moving beyond cover, make sure to have a friend suppress at the enemy or to move and fire with you. So having a friend to move and fire with you. So fire and maneuver. So your friend is suppressing the enemy. You're moving forward, firing back at them, keeping that man down, and you're moving up. Or you can both, number two, both of you are pushing forward, and both of you are firing at the enemy, keeping him down. So, taking the same cover. Always plan ahead in case of a breakthrough. When a breakthrough happens, like a fallback position. So, let's say the enemy has the advantage over you, and you have the disadvantage. You want to move back to a position where it's more easily to defend. Right here, you're the outlier right here. You want a strong line. The enemy is pushing here. You have it's 2v2, and it could be like 3v2. And these are just like tips, okay? Like what I do. So you always want a straight defensive position, nothing like where it's like it protrudes out and it gives enemy access to like pin that position or pin all their fire easily on one position rather than having it equally. So like right there. Typically when your attack fails, you are now in a defensive mode due to if the enemy gained an advantage and you can't lose any more resources. So you want to play defensive. This is basically saying is when you're at a disadvantage, such as you're losing teammates. You have a bad position, so your flanks are either like vulnerable and like you're gonna like it's either you fall back or your whole team dies. You're pinned, so you're being pinned. Like pinned as in it's a good example. This is pinned right there. That's pinned right there. If like you don't understand what pinned means, I hate to tell you, I don't know what to say. So you're pinned and you have low on cover, meaning you have guys basically using 2 pieces of cover, which is not enough to hide behind of, because there's gonna be always one guy behind. There's always gonna be one guy you're gonna be able to hit when there's 2 guys behind one tree. So you're low on cover. So in these situations, you either want to fall back to a line of defense or a smaller line of defense, so it's easier for you guys to defend from the enemy. And yeah, always keep your flanks secure. I don't know what that means. Gear. Recommend is light gear. Light gear makes you fast. Doesn't get you tired. Get what you need. Use what is necessary in your kit or what you carry around. Like, don't carry like random stuff that you don't need or you find that if you don't use it after 2 battles, that thing is unnecessary. So don't you don't want that extra weight, okay? First, primary. Yeah, you need a primary, a good one too. 4 to 8 mags. 4 is like, you have a sniper. 8 is like your assault and support. You need a lot of mags for suppressing fire. So as many mags as you can carry, you're fine. If you can shoot all of them. I'll be surprised if you can shoot 8 mags in 1 round, and like you probably need more. And like I mean, if you use 8 mags in 1 round, that means you're keeping the enemy's heads down and you're letting your team move forward. So good job on your part if you're able to use that many mags. Gun jamming kit. So if your gun jams, you need a rod to push that dart out. 4 small last. Somewhere to hold a mags. Some of this stuff is unnecessary. Yeah. Fences can be used as a form of quick firing line. And move good for ambush. Must get out of the must get away from the fence quick. Like, if you have a whole team moving behind a fence, which a whole team, bro, like, come on, like, there's gonna be a whole team like focused on you then. In this scenario, you can form a defensive line. You have like a chance. The fence is somewhat protecting you, so you have some line of defense, but it is not permanent. It is not permanent. Like, in some certain scenarios, if you're using a fence and you're moving a whole team to flank, this might be a viable thing to flank, used for flanking. So like you're running along the fence and you're flanking the enemy. You flank the enemy. You form a firing line along the fence. You fire on the flanks of the enemy. So run across, fire into the flanks of the enemy. So right in that direction right there. And then you could move, jump the fence or move around it and attack from the back and side. This is basically, flanking. Best way to ambush the enemy is to surround them quickly, close all exits, pin them where they are. So exit there, exit there, exit there. You want to close off as many exits as you can, so obviously run 2. And yeah, enemy must least expect you. So yeah, do it quick, basically. That's how they would. That's like the only possible way they would least expect you. If you're fast enough that they don't even see you go. Ambushing multiple cover can be a ambushing. What? You would like to be close with each other here. If spread out, the enemy can charge the lone person. Example. Don't listen to this, bro. Okay. Oh, so wait. I think I get it. Yeah. So you're ambushing multiple people. Your 3 guys close all the exits. Let's say this is like a senior assassin. Okay. You would like to be close with your. This is kind of contradictory to this. Like. Yeah, just close all the exits for now. Being together is better because there's. Yeah, unless like it's narrow and like let's say this is like walled off and they can't climb over it, then yeah, obviously, you can. It's a line of fire they basically cannot escape. Trapped in the line of death. So, I think it depends on like, if this is like fence or like I don't know. Depends on like what the surrounding is. Drive-by ambush. Yeah, drive-by is self-explanatory. So you have 2 high schools right here. They don't know you. It's senior assassin. You walking here like nonchalantly, not suspicious. You shoot them a couple times. You probably get a couple of them, and then you run before they are able to engage you. The more people you have in a drive-by, the more sus the enemy becomes. So keep it to a minimum 1 or 2. Logically proven, you tend to stare at a group of people walking by. That is kind of true. That is actually true. Like, yeah. Based on my logic, like 1 person not important. Like. But like 10 people walking walking past you, obviously gonna take a look at them because they're loud. When doing a drive-by, act inconspicuous. Hold something like a bag or groceries or something. So just hold something, look busy, look like you're not gonna be shooting them with a Nerf gun. Be on the phone, having a conversation, having something in your hand. Show the enemy reassurance you are not a threat. So, yeah, don't appear like a threat. Look how innocent they look. Look how innocent this guy looks. This guy cannot do anything wrong. Oh my god. Know that runner. Oh my god, you know that runner one call. Like, you're having a good conversation. I know, right? Bad. Fortnite update, friend conversation. So you're acting inconspicuous. Falling back is an action where you are stopping something that is bad from happening, becoming more bad. Such as retreating to a better position, which... Ooh... Okay, so retreating to a better defensible position is falling back, or a rally position where you can do some sort of like counterattack, or a rally position which is similar to the first, but it's for everyone. So you're getting everyone to rally in one position for, I guess, to like right here. You're rallying everyone, formulating a plan, and conducting an attack. So like falling back to conduct, like, I don't know, it doesn't really make that much sense. Yeah, so you're pinned right here. So let's say you've been already here. You've been pinned. The time that you came here, you've been pinned the whole time. So now you want to go back to a defensive position where you can hold a line of fire and, yeah, shoot everyone up. So, yeah, you're not breaking through this line with this open gap right here. Yeah, not feasible. This is an insanely defensive line. There's no one here because no one needs it. It's an open target for everyone to shoot at you from different angles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got 5 guys pushing up on one dead man. So they're using the fire and maneuver procedure. So suppressing him, suppressing him, suppressing him. You got 2 guys moving up. That guy's suppressing him, moving up quickly, and these 2 guys are moving up quickly. In this scenario, all of you guys want to move back into a smaller defensive position where you can easily hold the line instead of holding a long and stretched line, which is harder to defend because you have less people. So moving back to a defense, like, you also want to have like people who can stay behind for a couple of seconds while some of your friends or teammates fall back. So you're covering them for them to live. And yeah, and this is the rally point I think I was trying to talk about when I wrote this. So like when you're falling back, when you're on a disadvantage, you guys it's a sucky position. So one man, like two guys stay here, suppressing everyone here, shooting as many targets as they can, keeping them all suppressed while 2 guys, and then repeat. Once you got 2 guys right here, suppress, and the guys who are suppressing the enemy for these guys to get back and live are now falling back. So yeah, flank is more secure now. So yeah. Being outnumbered when facing a large enemy force is best to defend. So when you're outnumbered, it is best to defend or retreat. Retreat is a bad word because that's like you lose. I don't know. Fallback is a better word. Those two choices, you don't risk losing resources. Enemy risk losing resources when they attack your defensive position. When you retreat, you will not lose resources and will keep you alive. Attacking a larger enemy is not good, basically, right here. And you want to play defensively unless you knock out their numbers, and then which will turn the play strategy here. So when it's even, and then you can, like, yeah, the fire. It's depending on your firepower here, and what the enemy have and what you have, comparing them. Type of gear enemy have. It's like, I think this page is like, you're gonna want to look at the advantages and disadvantages on what gear equipment the enemy is using that to your advantage to make moves. So that's basically it. Yeah. Maneuver. So this is basically a pie chart. So let's say you're doing CQB, or this is some type of building. It's always important to, let's say you got a enemy right there. Okay, enemy right there. If you're up to that cover right there, you peek out, straight line of fire at you, you're gonna get eliminated. Let's say he's also behind cover too. You wanna move as far away as you can from that cover right there to get a. Okay, so just move away from this point, this dot right here, move away from that center, and move a whole circle around it, like put like enemies right there. You swing around. You're swinging away from that corner, boop, and it opens your line of fire. Really, okay. I think that's it. This one I need to work on, but it's like simple to understand. Wow. This is The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Yeah. See ya. Hope this helps. Explain a lot of stuff. It should help with your critical thinking when you're in a battle, so yeah. Should help.